said, I debated saying it because I knew this would happen. Like, I knew this is what was going to happen today. And I said it anyway because it felt important to me to voice the very real concerns that I have. And it's not just me that has them, right? So I know that sometimes when we're here, this very much is an echo chamber. And so you hear it here, and so it must be the truth all over the city. And that's not necessarily true, right? Like, I have conversations with people outside of this. This isn't really a conversation, right? But I have conversations with people outside of this chamber all the time. And I have to tell you that a lot of people have voiced these concerns to me as well. And I think particularly the concerns that were voiced to me by many folks after the video of our chief with the U.S. attorney, that a lot of people felt very concerned about. And I think it's important that we talk about those things and that I voice those concerns. And I know that what I'm about to say will create even more ripples of controversy, but again, it's important since that was the big topic of conversation today. Chief Story is, I think he has chosen to act in a very public role, in a kind of a political role, and with that does come feedback and criticism, like we experience it. And I think it's okay for people to voice it. I understand it's uncomfortable. I understand that tension is uncomfortable. I will continue to build and cultivate a relationship with all of our staff, with our city manager, especially, not in spite of, especially when there is tension and concern. My biggest fear is that these kinds of things continue to feed this story of misinformation that says this council, and particularly me, is not supportive of a police department. When you can go back 6 years and look at my track record of voting, and you can say very much know that that's not true. And if you look at our budget as a whole, the majority of revenues that come into the city, a giant majority of those go toward the police department. I think we can all agree here that the police department is well funded. And when we continue to have these kinds of they have priorities and these priorities are different, it feeds into that narrative that frankly isn't true. Also, I just want to say that, somebody here said that, you feel safe with the police. There's people in our community who don't. There's young people who look more like me, that protested over the summer at an immigrant rights rally and protest where they saw what felt like snipers on a roof. They don't feel safe. And it's okay to acknowledge that. It's important to acknowledge those stories too. Just today, I had an elderly woman who wanted to share with me some concerns that she's having in her neighborhood and a very unsavory interaction she had with a neighbor. And she said, as an older woman, I don't feel comfortable calling the police. Those things exist in our community. I understand we don't want to acknowledge them, and I understand it's uncomfortable when I do, but it is important to have those conversations. Okay, moving on. I just wanted to say to Councilor Flores that I'm just so grateful to know you. I've known you since